One of the best sports channel on YouTube, Hot Garbage Sports, with me, Coach Ryan D. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Knights take out the Avalanche. A big favorite ends up falling, and now we are left with our true Final Four. So we are going to talk about the Las Vegas Golden Knights, the Montreal Canadiens, the first time we get to see cross-divisional play. Canada versus the USA. The Max Pacioretty revenge tour is in full effect. Stay tuned till the end. I am going to give you 12 reasons to be just jacked up about this series because I am fired up for it. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Here's Lemieux. The center penalty coming up. Look at Lemieux.
And if you're new to this channel, Habs fans, Knights fans, go ahead, smash the subscribe, smash a like. These are two rabid fan bases. There are a ton of you out there. We'd love to have you all here with us in Hot Garbage Sports. Let's go ahead and get to the series preview by breaking down 12 reasons that you should be watching this series. Number 12. It's the Max Pacioretty Revenge Tour. Pacioretty, Subban, Montreal, the three of them go together like peas in a pod. But the only thing is, Subban's gone. He had a dispute with Pacioretty. Pacioretty ends up leaving. He's over in Vegas. So, Montreal fans, how do you feel about it? I know Max is excited to come back to the Bell Center in the visiting uniform. He wants the Stanley Cup. He's joined the Vegas Golden Knights looking for a Stanley Cup. Pacioretty is an elite scorer, still playing on the number one line with Marc Stone and Chandler Stevenson. Is Pacioretty going to get it done? And is the curse of the Canadian Cupless teams going to continue? Let's find out. Number 11. Montreal's already dispatched two strong teams. Can they do it again? Montreal has dispatched a team with elite offense in the Toronto Maple Leafs, and Montreal has dispatched a team with elite goaltending in the Winnipeg Jets, an unlikely candidate to come out from the North. But the big question for number 11 is here. Can the Habs put it all together now? So they've played two teams of lesser quality than the Vegas Golden Knights. I mean, we think so. We didn't get to see any interdivisional play. For everything we know, the Knights stink and the Habs are the greatest team on the planet, or vice versa. So the big question is, though, logically, Habs fans, you are the underdog coming in. Can the Montreal Canadiens put it all together after dispatching two very talented teams to get through the Vegas Golden Knights? Number 10. The Knights have a rabid fan base, Montreal. I know you do as well, but the Knights can sell out that building. They are Golden Knights for days. If you haven't been down to Vegas to check out a game, I'm saying this as a Winnipegger from Bell MTS Place, one of the most popping arenas in the NHL, just like the Bell Center in Montreal. The Knights bring it when you get into that building. So those fans are going to be fired up, ready to go. They have been salivating at the thought of a cup since Vegas got there. They have built a group of diehard fans, and the Montreal Canadiens, they're being let out of the house. Montreal's been locked down. There's been curfews, and now they're going to the shiny lights, bright city. They can go to hotels. They can go to casinos. Nothing's locked down in Vegas. Massive home ice advantage for the Knights in this one. Full building, availability of gambling, nightlife, and booze. I know it's the Stanley Cup playoffs. I know it. I know these are professional athletes. But the allure is still there, is it not? The bright lights of Vegas are calling. When Vegas comes back to Montreal to play in the Bell Center, I'm guessing there'll be 6,500 plus fans at the Bell Center ready to cheer on Habitants. It's just not going to be the same unless they open it up to max capacity. So for now, the Knights get to come to Montreal, stay in lockdown, relax in their hotel, focus on the game, and the Habs are going to the wide open, bright light city of Vegas. So how do you think it's going to affect this series? Let me know down below in the comments. Am I making a bigger deal of it than I should? Or could this be a thing? It's been a long time since the Canadiens have been allowed out of the house. Same with Montrealers, same with Winnipeggers. So number 9. Nobody saw this coming. Absolutely nobody had this in their brackets. Well, a couple people did, but they probably did their brackets on a wall with a crayon that they borrowed from their kids. To be frank, they probably just wrote their name on something that their kid wrote on the wall anyway. But Montreal versus Vegas, most people had Colorado going through. Most people had the Leafs going through. Then most people had the Jets dispatching the Habs. It hasn't happened that way. We have two underdog stories in the Islanders and the Habs battling two powerhouses in the Knights and the Tampa Bay Lightning. So what is going to happen in this series? anybody's guess. That's why you got to tune in. Number 8. We said it last time in our top 12 list. It's the Habs fourth line, the best fourth line in hockey. Staal, Armia, Perry. The Habs are excellent at running 4 lines, and we've seen all throughout the playoffs, teams that have been running 4 lines of equal ice have been doing better. Vegas is running 4 lines. Tampa Bay is running 4 lines. The Islanders are running 4 lines. The Habs are running 4 lines. You shorten that bench, you're going to get crushed. So the Habs have the ability to run 4 lines, but I think the Habs fourth line is the best fourth line in the NHL and will be a massive difference maker in this series, led by Carey Price. The big question is, how will the Winnipegger Ryan Reeves in the fourth line of the Vegas Golden Knights respond? Number 7. Habs and Knights have perfect balance over their roster. Both teams have elite goaltending. Both teams have a good deep back end. One led by Theodore and Pietrangelo, another one led by Petry and Weber. Complementing pieces all over the back end for both of these teams. Both have a very balanced top 4 lines as well too. We haven't given a ton of credit to Montreal up until this point, but they're here. They're in round 3. They're Canada's champion right now. They're going to go ahead and play the West champion, the Vegas Golden Knights. We know the Knights are deep. We know the Stone line is deep. We know the Karlsson line is deep. Heck, even the Alex Tuch line's pretty good at line 3, but they are going to be going against the Danault, the Suzuki, and the KK line. So Kotkaniemi, Caufield, Suzuki, Danault, there's balance. It's all over Montreal. We can go through all 12. Both these teams are extremely balanced. Both teams run 4 lines, so we are in for a show. Number 6. Carey Price is reborn. Playoff Price is back, and he is playing at a Vezina trophy candidate level, even though he didn't get the nod. Price is focused in. He's dialed in. He is an Olympic gold medal winner. Carey Price is looking for his first Stanley Cup. I think this guy is absolutely dialed in and ready to go. He can steal a series. Number 5. Marc-Andre Fleury is just as dialed in. Flower, the man from Quebec himself, is coming into Vegas with a massive chip on his shoulder. Yes, he has multiple Stanley Cups. One was run as a backup. You know Fleury wants to win one as the number 1 guy in Vegas. You know he wants to carry this expansion franchise to its first ever Stanley Cup and continue to build on his legacy. He's a Vezina Trophy nominee for a reason. He just stole it against Colorado. He is on fire. We're going to have another goaltending battle on our hands with Price and Fleury, just like we did with Hellebuyck and Price. Let's go, baby. Number 4. Montreal has nothing to lose. Literally nothing to lose. I think the pressure is fully off the Habs going into this series. The Knights have been knocking at the Cup's door for a very long time, and even though Canada and Montreal have been Cup starved for a very long time, this is still a 4th place team that nobody expected to get to where it has gotten. Now that it is here, there is no pressure on them to perform. The pressure is all on the Vegas Golden Knights, so the veterans on the Montreal Canadiens. The 5 to 6 Stanley Cup winners on the Habs will be a calming force for the Habs. They've been there. They've done it before on other teams. They will be able to bring the Habs rookies through. Pressure's off for Montreal. Pressure is dialed way up this year for Vegas. Number 3. This is the first time we're going to see a game outside of the division. How pumped up are you? How do these divisions actually stack up? There was 2, maybe 2.5 if you include the Wild, good teams in the West. Canada was considered the weakest division, but that doesn't matter because this is the playoffs in a 7-game series. These teams are going to battle. I can't wait. Number 2, nerves, nervousness, and the feeling out process for both teams. We just said it. This is the first time they've played each other outside of the division. Who is ever able to play their game and their style of hockey without panic, without nerves, without overthinking it is likely going to come out the victor. So how are both these teams going to handle the fact that they haven't seen each other all year? They likely haven't scouted or watched each other. They're just going into a game blindfolded. You have no idea what's going to happen in game 1. And then conversely, how they'll adjust to game 2. This is like a short-term tournament. How are these teams and their coaching staff going to prepare to play against each other? Number 1, it's a true underdog story. It absolutely is. Montreal is no stranger to underdog stories. They have done this a few times. They've actually done it within the last 10 years, making it to the third round, but Montreal hasn't been able to make it past the third round. They've done it with scrappy, upstart teams, but Montreal has not had a powerhouse in the NHL for quite some time, since the early 90s, to be frank, and this is a team that owns 24 Stanley Cups. Can Montreal finally do this with an underdog? Nobody gave them credit. Nobody bought into the story, but if they end up losing against Vegas, it'll be for nothing. No one will remember it outside of Montreal. They'll feel good about it. They'll feel proud that they won Canada, and then an American team will roll through and we'll end up seeing the Knights play the Islanders or likely the Lightning. But if Montreal can get through the Knights and then Montreal can win a Stanley Cup, they will make a statement and a footnote in history. Nobody remembers underdogs that lose, but underdogs that win, that is what legends are made of. And legendary cup number 25 in a COVID season going to Montreal, you can't write it any better than that. But they got to win. They got to win for it to mean something. So the true underdog story of the Habs, the fourth place team, the little engine that could, the goaltender that had no knees and no back left, no talent, no balance, coaching change, all of it is out the window. Are they the class of the NHL? I guess we'll find out. All right, let's tune into this series together. Let's get fired up for the Habs and the Knights. Habs fans, I know I can hear you at home getting jacked up about this game. I know you're going to be partying on St. Catherine Street. Hopefully you can keep that rolling with wins over the Knights. Bright lights of Vegas. You guys are always partying. You are ready to rock and roll, and you want that Stanley Cup, that first taste of sweet, sweet victory that you've waited so long for. You guys have waited like, oh my God, like baby teams. Vancouver's never won a cup, and we're on to 55 years. Now 56 for Toronto. Yeah, you've waited a long time, Vegas. Paid your dues. All right, this has been Coach Ryan D. Remember, hit a subscribe, hit a like. Let's follow this the whole way through.